welcome to Mind Body Centering Yoga. I'm so glad you're here. Today in this video we are going to talk about the concept of grounding, which is the second aspect of Mind Body Centering Yoga. And it is aligned with also the elements of the second chakra, which is water, the element of water, the ability to acclimate, the ability to yield and to push. And it's where in our development and where we learn to have relationship and how we have relationship. Many times, if as children we're pushed a lot in relationship and we're not, it's not modeled vulnerability, listening, waiting, yielding to the other person, kindness, that part of us might be blocked, and it's beautiful to go into the body and sort of learn how to soften, how to yield, how to listen, how to be kind to ourselves, to our bodies. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started with grounding. So grounding is easy, I think easiest to understand just through our front paws as we start off, into the push and the yield. So just like the animals do, this is also really strengthening for integrating the whole spine. The belly is containing the organs. We're not grabbing or hardening. We're just letting our body creature do its natural thing. Now, if you do this for 5, 6, 7, 17 times, you're going to feel like, yeah, my chest muscles are getting strengthened. The upper and lower arm are getting strengthened. My belly's getting strengthened. I'm also feeling my lower body, right? So my tibias are on the ground. I feel my feet, and there's a lot going on. Yielding and pushing, right? And I can really receive the benefits of this for as long as I want. Beautiful, simple movement. And then I can also explore child's pose or seed pose. So from here, I go back to the beginning. I fold myself like water onto the earth, resting again in relationship with the earth. And that's a pose we always can come back home to, right? Seed pose. It's the ultimate yoga posture. All right, let's look at grounding on our backs. So usually grounding happens through the bottoms of our feet, and also when we're laying down in our back body. So here we are, and we did explore in the first section of integrating how the back body supports the front body rising and the front body supports the back body falling. So working with this fluid movement, I always go back to the most basic movement until I've established this nice friendly relationship with the body. You can do this movement any amount, and it will change from day to day. When you're ready to move to the next level, you can bring one of your legs up to the sky. You can point your foot if you like and start to strengthen the one leg. Now you might feel this to be quite wobbly. That's just the leg strengthening. Honor the knee. We never want to override signals from the knee. And this is great for strengthening the glute. Bring the arms across the chest if you want, and really let those weaker strands strengthen up and down. Big toe is down on that foot. Rest down. Take a couple of breaths. Grounding. Back. On the ground. Resting. This is real. A real experience. Other leg up. Point the toe. Strengthening. Grounding through the other foot. A completely different experience. We all have a dominant side. Rolling up. Strengthen that glute and down and up. We want to be meticulous with our movement. Find your sacrum at the bottom and the top in this experience of grounding. And down, feet on the ground, grounding. Just this simple experience. Another movement you could do for grounding is crossing your leg into a T-stretch. And we can ground the pelvis from right to left. This is a lovely movement for the sacroiliac joint, the space between the sacrum and the pelvis on this side. And I can ground down through the back of my pelvis any amount, naming the sacrum, naming the pelvis. The sacrum at the center and the two pelvic halves moving from side to side. So I let that happen. Then if you want to go back to your strengthening up and down, I keep my finger on this knee just so that it can feel supported. Big toe down on that stabilizing foot. Don't grab your jaw. Soft eyes. Standing on that foot. Strengthening that leg. This is especially important as we get older. Strong leg support a back. If your back hurts, you usually need to strengthen your legs. Process that. Resting. Recalibrating. Don't flatten your back. Soften your jaw. Soft neck. Other side. First I'm going to start by grounding through the width of my pelvis. There's my sacrum in the middle. Moving pelvic halves. This is my experience of my pelvis. There's no right and wrong in this. No right and wrong in any of this that I will be offering you. The sacrum is stable. The pelvic half is mobile. So the legs can move. Ground through the big toe. Good. And up and down. You can put your hand on your belly. Big toe down. Keep those toes down. Strengthen that glute at the top. So my knee just told me it needed me to give it a little break. So I did that. And now it's just fine. This right leg is misaligned, so it's a little bit quirky. So that's fine. I know that about myself, so I don't need to get into it. I just pay attention. All right, nice way to get up is roll onto your side, whole spine coming up. So a nice way to ground also is to let the whole body work with the feet. So a beautiful upright child's pose is to drop your head down on your legs, hug your legs in, rest your head, and breathe down on the ground. again as long as you like. All right, our last posture is a little bit complex, but you can work into it. I'm going to go ahead and roll to my left side and tuck my right foot behind me, and I'm really listening to my knee here. Some people can begin this exercise with their knees apart. Again, you're always honoring how that feels. This knee has to be on the ground. If there's any agitation, do the exercise like this or do the exercise like this. So your knee rules, and if you behave like that, the knee will heal and you will be able to arrive into this pose eventually, but you got to be friendly. Okay, so we're here. The foot is pointing in. We're going to reach up and forward. My hands on the ground. I'm yielding and pushing, breathing in and breathing out. My tibia is on the ground. My femur is on the ground. My foot is on the ground. All the parts of me have a relationship with the earth, down through my pelvis. And slowly I'm going to move down through my legs, through my pelvis to come up, right? And if you like to carry this out, you can bring yourself back. More grounding. I'm going down. This knee, I keep paying attention to it. Maybe your elbows can come down. I'm grounding through my elbows. I'm grounding through my pelvis. I'm grounding through my legs. I'm grounding through my feet. Breathing in and breathing out. No pain. Moving with the breath. Moving like the breath. Nice. And then slowly coming up. Release that leg and roll it out. And other side. So I'm going to go ahead and fold left. The toe is always facing in. You don't want to ever sit like this. That's very hard on your knee. So be careful. If your arch is sore or something like this, you could take a little towel or something soft and put it under your skin or your foot and pat it. Don't ever be afraid to pamper your body, because it's just going to allow the body to relax and open and give you what you want. So don't override pain. Just support yourself. So if this knee needs to be out here, that's fine. If it can come in closer to the other one, that's great too. There's no right and wrong, right? There just is what there is, and coming forward. I'm grounding down through my hands. I'm grounding down through my sit bones. I'm grounding down through my feet. I'm grounding down through everything that's on the ground. My lower legs, my upper legs, and I'm patient. I wait for the body to open like a flower. And slowly coming up. And if you want, you can come back. Let's open up even more. Listening. This knee might be different than the other knee. So I'm really opening. This is the stomach meridian. Maybe your elbows can come down. You need to have your knee on the ground. Breathing in. Breathing out. Everything down on the ground is grounding. My elbows, my pelvis, my legs, and I just wait. And then I can bring myself up by pushing down, right? By grounding. Roll away. Move nice and slowly. So practicing grace all the time. And again, let's do this one more time. So normally we have tightness here in the hip flexors because we haven't been grounding enough. So when I bring my knees in like this, I'm going to hug the legs together so that this tightness in the hip flexors can be discharged. So I'm going to let go of my hip flexors. I'm going to hold my legs with my arms so the legs can rest. And then down. And slowly coming up. When you sit, please sit on a bolster so that your back has an easier time being soft and comfortable. So normally after practicing yoga, you can go into a nice long shavasana, and for the next segment I'll show you all the different variations of restoring after practice. So if you're welcome to do that, have a nice sit and notice how the body has been supported. If nothing else, maybe the mind is a little clearer. There's a little bit more positivity in the heart. Maybe it's easier to sit upright and have a breath. And those are huge things. Very important. Grounding. So here I am, taking my place on the earth. Grateful for the earth. Grateful for my place. From my practice, may I support peace in all bodies, peace in all minds, and peace in all hearts. Thank you so much. I look forward to growing together. Many blessings.